Day 3 of the Diddy trial. Cassie is still on the stand, and we are learning what a true and vile POS he is. We saw text messages that Cassie showed us from the night of the Intercontinental Hotel video, where you'd think he's saying sorry to her, I'm so sorry, I love you. Nope. He's saying, please call me, I have kids. Just yesterday, at the end of the day, when I guess Cassie disclosed that Diddy liked for her to rub the escort's semen, I don't know if I should say that, semen, on his nipples after they were all done. I mean, this guy's sick. I don't need to know all of this. I really don't need to know all of this. But yeah, poor Cassie.
It takes a lot of courage to do the interview against Diddy, because I'm like, hey, if you out there putting your hands on people and forcing girls to abort babies and stuff, that I'm like, no, I'm sorry. We're not doing that. So yeah.
During this testimony, this escort talked about being made to pee in Cassie's mouth. But this witness says that it was Cassie who asked him to do that. And that Puff was watching, and honestly, that was stricken. Like, the jurors, when he got into, like, cause he was speaking directly about Cassie and the fact that Cassie allegedly asked him to do it. And that's why he did it. And he was saying that at first he didn't know how to do it. Like, he was just like peeing like he normally pees. And that Cassie, along with Puff, was basically telling him, like, slow down, like, don't let it all come out at one point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're really peeing.
You're really peeing, y'all. It looks like we got some fresh info that might explain the whole Diddy saga, why it's even more twisted than we thought, and trust me, it's darker than anybody expected. At first, people just assumed Cassie's story was bad enough, but now her recent testimony is dropping a bomb. She got pregnant during those freakoffs, and allegedly Diddy made her get rid of it. But if this is true, this isn't just about abuse, it's about controlled trauma and some serious manipulation behind the scenes. So what does this mean for the whole case, and how deep does this really go? And what else might be hidden? Let's unpack what's gone on these last few days of the trial. So Cassie has been on the stand for a minute now, and with each day she's dropping some seriously shocking info. But here's the kicker: even though she's currently got a bun in the oven, even right now there are rumors that she had one back then too. But Diddy allegedly forced her to deal with it, like say goodbye to that pregnancy kind of stuff after those wild freak-offs the escorts allegedly finished on Cassie, if you catch my drift. And then Diddy has supposedly made her take it and rub it on him. Yeah, I know it sounds nasty and insane, but that's what the whispers are saying. But here's the bombshell: during those crazy sessions, Cassie allegedly got pregnant. And guess what? Diddy allegedly forced her to get rid of it. That would totally explain why Cassie and Diddy never had any little ones all those years, right? Like it wasn't until Alex Fine came through that Cassie finally started having kids, and now they're on baby number 3. If you know Diddy's history, this kind of behavior isn't shocking at all. One of the lawsuits filed against him had a Jane Doe claiming the exact same thing, that Diddy knocked her up and then pressured her to terminate the pregnancy. And when she didn't go for it, he allegedly used his then-girlfriend, Young Miami, who supposedly threatened the woman to make sure she got rid of it. But y'all, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because it wasn't just one woman. Multiple women have come forward with eerily similar stories, and one of them Virginia V, also known as Gina Hune. Yes, that's the same Gina who used to pop up next to Diddy at random club picnics when he was still with Cassie.
I really did love and care about him. Like, it was like unhealthy because I say it's unhealthy because it was like I didn't care about myself, because I just care about him, and I would do like selfless things for him, and then I wouldn't get anything reciprocated, but then I would watch him like treat other women better than he treat me.
Now she came out and said that she got pregnant by Diddy several times, and that each time he allegedly coerced her into getting an abortion. She said it wasn't just one isolated incident. It was a pattern. Virginia V. Gina Hume didn't hold back. She claimed that she was mentally, emotionally, and physically harmed by Diddy throughout their relationship. She said he once tried to hit her with a high-heel shoe. Like, y'all, who even does that? That's straight up deranged. Then she said he smashed her face so hard her nose started bleeding.
Is there anything else you want to share to the viewers so that they can get to know you? Because I'm sure that you're going to be, this is not going to be the first time you're going to tell your story, because I think in this industry, especially with Hollywood and this business of entertainment, there are just so many girls like you said, and they don't say anything because one, they're scared, and there's other reasons. They want to get ahead. They think that they're not going to be able to make it. But for you are a walking testimony that there is life after this. And so now you have a manager who's helping to solidify deals for you to move up with your modeling career. And so
Basically the same twisted playbook Cassie described in her own lawsuit, same control, same cycle. And what's even sicker is that Virginia said his friends would sit around and watch the abuse go down like it was a regular Tuesday. She specifically named rapper King Loss, saying he was sitting right there while Diddy did his dirty work. Like, bro, you was just cool with that.
it was just like a jealous rage.
Yeah, I was like, I was just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky behind his back because I like reached over when he like leaned forward to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 22 probably.
Wow. Okay.
And then he did this, so King Los was sitting in the back.
Okay.
And then when we got to the hotel, it got even worse. And he took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me, and then he like mushed my face and like really hard and made my nose bleed.
Nosebleed, and the abortions, she was real detailed. She said the first time was back in October 2014, where she told him she was pregnant. And did he immediately hit her with the he was like,
you're gonna get an abortion, right? And then I was like, I don't know. I don't know yet.
And the abortions, she was real detailed. She said the first time was back in October 2014, where she told him she was pregnant. And did he immediately hit her with the he was like, you're going to get an abortion, right? And then I was like, I don't know. I don't know yet. Then this man allegedly tried to pay her $50,000 to get rid of it, but Virginia said no, because she actually loved him and wanted to keep the baby. She wasn't trying to get rich. She just wanted him to be nice to her. Now let that sink. And so putting two and two together, it looks like this wasn't just a one-off with Cassie. This was a whole twisted pattern, y'all. A pattern of physical harm, control, coercion, and alleged forced abortions. And now there's speculation that Gina Hune might be called to the stand as a witness. And if that happens, Diddy is cooked now. We got to talk about these escorts who allegedly might have even knocked Cassie up. She didn't hold back and actually named one of them Daniel Phillip. He already testified. So this stuff is getting real, but here's the cold part. These escorts weren't out here just doing this for fun and thrills. They were getting paid, sources say. They were getting paid from anywhere of $1,500 up to $6,000 per session, real cash changing hands. This wasn't just some random wild night. It was an organized business with schedules. Now Cassie said she did it for love, and honestly Diddy Head was basically her first love. So there was some manipulation involved at her young age. But hold up, y'all, cause it gets darker. There was even a time when an escort peed in her mouth while Diddy was watching.
Had made a male escort pee in her mouth. That is what they alleged in their opening statements. There was an escort that got on the stand as a witness. During this testimony, this escort talked about being made to pee in Cassie's mouth. But this witness says that it was Cassie who asked him to do that, and that Puff was watching, and honestly that was stricken. Like the jurors, when he got into, like, because he was speaking directly about Cassie and the fact that Cassie allegedly asked him to do it.
And if that golden shower thing sounds familiar, it's because Young Miami had the internet in a choke code not too long ago talking about how she likes that.
Let's keep everybody nice and waxed and lasered and shaved or whatever your choice is. Let's get rid of the hair. It's too hot for the hair. We're not in the winter.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah, why I picked this one?
Oh, Lord. What is it?
I can't say it.
You got to.
It say take a shower if you like golden showers. I do.
Golden showers? Meaning when the guy pees on you? Pee on you everywhere? You like it?
I just like it.
You do?
No, she was out here saying that she loves to get peed on, and it's just like something cute to tweet about. But now people are looking at her sideways because if Cassie was doing all that behind closed doors under Diddy's control, it makes you wonder, did Carisha get that from being with Diddy too? Was it even something that she wanted? Or was it something he trained her to accept? It got fans in the comments asking all the right questions like this one right here. Carisha was promoting all this golden shower stuff to young girls leaving out all the details behind the scenes. Never worship these celebrities. But let's be real, y'all, they do have a point. Because according to Cassie's testimonies, these freakoffs didn't even need Diddy physically there. Sometimes they happened over FaceTime. So basically, she was just used like an item. No questions asked, no cares given. But let me tell you, Cassie described those freakoffs as nothing short of a soul-crushing knot. Just embarrassing or degrading, but physically painful. Like after those sessions, she couldn't just go home and get rest. No, she had to numb herself again with opioids just to feel human. She talks about being given massages, hooked up to 4 fluids, and having the chef whip up fancy meals like she was at some wellness retreat. But know this. Wasn't a spa day, it was recovery. Now, these old clips make so much more sense. You know, the ones where Diddy and his mom are getting IVs and some luxury suite people said it was just detox or rich people being dramatic. But now looks like those IVs were part of the recovery process of all those wild nights at Diddy parties. And let's be real, maybe Diddy's mom was into the craziness too, y'all. Remember them kissing on the lips? Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Hold on, let me introduce you to my mom, called Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
My baby.
Mom, freshly dipped though.
But the damage wasn't just emotional or mental. Cassie said those sessions were so intense that she started getting UTI back to back, not just once in a while, or from bad hygiene, constant infections. She was on meds almost every time after. And get this, even the antibiotics stopped working. That's how bad it got. The infections were so severe meds couldn't keep up.
Oh my gosh, she told us about an instance where she just went out with her friends, one of her gay friends and then her best friend. She came back home, fell asleep on the couch. Diddy burst into her house, screaming at her, getting violent with her, and her friends jumped on his back to get him to stop. And at this point, he's wrestling with Cassie. He wrestles her off of him, throws her against her dresser or the end of her bed, and she has an eyebrow gash where she had to go to an emergency plastic surgeon because she was set to perform at Drake's music festival. I mean, we are seeing so much. Cassie told us that she was expected to perform Freakoffs when she had UTIs, and she told us about all the UTIs she had, how painful they were.
But here's the part that really broke people. She told the court that she still has sores on her tongue. Even at 2025, those mouth sores haven't fully healed, like the pain is still with her.
Told us that she would try to be singing in the studio and she would have mouth sores. And then something that was so disturbing to me on top of everything else was she talked about a fight they had at the Cannes Film Festival where Diddy kicked her off of the boat that they were staying without shoes, without money, without her purse. So she walked over to the staff hotel. She didn't see him until later that night at the Cannes Film Festival. They show us a picture where she looks beautiful, but again, she's covering up bruises.
But the control and the manipulation didn't even end there, because every time Cassie even thought about leaving, Diddy would pull out the threats. And not just any threats, we're talking recordings. He had everything on tape, every freak-off, every humiliation, every single act.
He is squeezing her leg as hard as he can during this movie premiere. He's glaring at her and she's in pain, and they leave that night and she moves to another seat to not sit with him. He follows her, and on that flight, he shows her freak-off videos the entire time, threatening her, basically threatening her, and there are other people around, and she's terrified. And she says they land in New York, they go to dinner, and then she's expected to perform in a freak-off.
Now, let's not forget that Cassie already tried to get justice once. Remember that 2023 lawsuit? Yeah, she filed a bombshell case against Diddy. And guess what? He settled it in a matter of days, like lightning fast. Why? Because he didn't want that smoke. He was terrified that would go public. And now, well, now the world knows. It's like one user said he paid her off so stuff wouldn't come out. and it came out anyways now. Isn't that the truth? The hush money couldn't hold this mess down forever. And the more that came out, the worse it got, like embarrassment to the core. And mind you, Diddy's little ones were in that courtroom, his young daughters. Plus, Cassie's husband Alex Fine was right there too. And it got so real that Diddy's daughters had to leave the courtroom in tears. But let's be real. A second for a millisecond hearing that stuff that Cassie testified, can you even blame them? One user even joked, "I feel like I'm too young to be knowing about these things at 53 years old." But again, there are some people who believe that Diddy's daughters should stay there through it all. I mean, Cassie was around their age when Diddy got to her. Even one user pointed this out, saying he started doing things for Cassie the same age as girls are now. If he thought Cassie was grown enough to go through it, his daughters are old enough to hear what their father would be putting other young women through. And honestly, that's exactly how people are feeling. This is some next level disturbing stuff, like there are really no words. But if you thought that it couldn't get worse, it did. According to some of the latest info, Diddy allegedly forced himself on Cassie, even as early as 2018, yes, not that long ago. And get this, sources say this happened around the time that she had started seeing Alex Fine.
They used to check in on each other. One day they decided to go to dinner. She said for her, the dinner was closure. They went out, it was fun, they had a good time. He went back to her place, and during the time that he was at her place, she says that he raped her on the floor in her apartment. That's what she alleges, right? So then after that, she saw him again. Like, in a matter of weeks, she saw him again after that. She hung out with him, agreed to voluntarily.
She was still with Alex Fine during this time, allegedly, right?
She wasn't with him exclusively from the way she made it seem. They were dating, though.
Okay.
Her getting with him exclusively didn't happen until after that.
But here's the kicker. Cassie had linked up with Diddy thinking everything was okay, and they were on good terms, and there wouldn't be any drama. But allegedly right there on the floor, Diddy took advantage of her, finally stopped dealing with him. They were in a good space. They used to check in on each other. One day, they decided to go to dinner, or she said for her, the dinner was closure. They went out, it was fun. They had a good time. He went back to her place, and during the time that he was at her place, she says that he raped her on the floor in her apartment. That's what she alleges, right? That would explain why during her testimony about that specific incident, Diddy's lawyers requested Alex Fine be removed from the courtroom.
Stop dealing with him. They were in a good space. They used to check in on each other. One day they decided to go to dinner. She said for her, the dinner was closure. They went out, it was fun, they had a good time. He went back to her place, and during the time that he was at her place, she says that he raped her on the floor in her apartment. That's what she alleges, right?
Didn't want him hearing that part, but according to prosecutors, they are planning to bring Alex in the later testify about that exact moment. Because let's be honest, what Cassie went through, it's beyond tragic. And if these allegations hold up in court, Diddy's not walking out of this one. He's gone like for real a long time. And now as we speak, Cassie's in that courtroom testifying while heavily pregnant. But she's just the first of many. Word in the streets is that the whole lineup of witnesses is about to testify against Diddy. Yes, that's what the internet's calling him right now, the diddler. And listen, the allegations that Diddy made Cassie get rid of these multiple pregnancies. That's not even hard to believe at this point. Because look at everything that's coming out, the control, the threats, the damage, the physical damage.